Good afternoon, Anime and Manga 2.0. Wow, I did not do that nearly as well as Chris did. Oops. Today I'm going to be reviewing FLCL, otherwise known as Fooly Cooly or Foodie Cooly. As you may or may not have noticed, I love the soundtrack to FLCL. It's probably top 10 soundtracks in anime for me personally. Solid 9 or 10. I'm not even really sure. I can't decide. The Pillows did a fantastic job with that. I've listened to that soundtrack since I was probably 12. Literally, non-stop, on my CD player, on my MP3 player. I love the soundtrack. It's FLCL. Let's not fuck around. Anyway, for those in the younger crowd, FLCL was a 6-episode anime that aired on Adult Swim back in, let's say, 2001, 2002? Probably 2002. It was really excellent, actually, and stayed on air for quite some time, from what I remember. Hold on, I'm petting a cat. Oh, random cat for your day. Anyway, basically the premise of FLCL is there's a boy named Naota who's in grade 6, I think. He's in elementary school, and he meets an adult named Haruko, who is an alien, and it basically has a ridiculously, I'm not even really sure how to describe the plot to FLCL without entirely giving it away, or maybe I have to give it away anyway, I'm not sure. But basically, it can be summarized by some as completely chaotic and random, and by others as ridiculously intricate and unfathomable, I would say. I think that it's both. I think there's a lot of parodies going on. There's a lot of references to other anime, even in Western culture like South Park, and musicians that we have like Elvis. It does references everywhere, and I think it's a really fantastic way to get into anime as a starter, and even not a starter. It's actually really, as the elitists would call, top tier anime. But I also do think that it is pretty intricate if you really sit down and pay attention to it. It goes really in depth in psychology. It goes in depth into even just its reference, like it references Eva anime. And overall, if you really pay attention, it really makes you think. I personally love this anime. I'm not sure if it's my top 10, but probably, to be honest. I do have nostalgia for it, but I think overall it is a great series that can stand on its own. It used to be really popular. Apparently it's coming back, so it must be still pretty popular. Let's go ahead with the ratings itself. In 6 episodes, I think there's more character development than in some shonen anime for 100 episodes, which is kind of insane. Almost every character in the anime develops. I'm not going to really give away too much on how, and maybe to some people there isn't development. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on it, so to me, each character does develop to some degree. Maybe not the father so much. Not the father so much. Or the eyebrows guy. He was ridiculous. Moving on, I think art style, it was really unique for its time. Now you see more of that kind of art style with Trigger and sometimes Madhouse and things like that, but at the time it was really unique, and I think it was really cool, and I really enjoy watching it. I like to see the weird, like, how would I describe it? The weird body movements characters make, and the animation is really interesting considering how old the anime is. I mean, not old, but like, for its time, the animation is really interesting to me. It almost looks low budget and high budget simultaneously is what I would say. But art overall is really gorgeous. I think Haruko is one of the prettiest characters in anime, just saying. Even if she's not the most detailed, I think she's just so great. Personality-wise, I think all the characters are unique and interesting. They all have crazy, weird dialogue. Haruko is a fucking alien who has no fucks to give and will literally destroy the world just to get what she wants. Naota is a really ridiculously mature elementary school student who just wants to be there for people, but at the same time he's really selfish. He's trying to understand himself better and understand the people around him better. Mamimi is a ridiculously selfish high school student who manipulates Naota into doing what she wants because she loves his brother. Every character has a purpose, even if it's small. Even if it's minute, every character has a purpose. References, fantastic, on point. For comedy, on point. I would say comedy would probably be an 8 out of 10 is what I would say. I've laughed so hard at that series. And then in the more serious moments, I actually think probably a 6 or 7 out of 10 because serious moments get pretty serious. And even though they distract you with things in the background or they distract you with the weird dialogue, they get really intricate sometimes. And I think that's really good. Psychologically, I don't think it was meant to be a psychological anime, but I would give it probably a 6 out of 10 on that. That's just me. Maybe I'm just looking too deep into it. Probably. What else? There are a lot of sexual jokes and possible fan service, I guess is what I would call it. I wouldn't say it's ecchi because it doesn't get that extreme, but definitely fan service based. Most of the jokes about sex and fan service are actually references to other animes like Lupin the Third. However, I think that it was actually very classily done. Yeah, there's panty shots here and there that aren't probably necessarily classy, but the panty shots are also kind of making fun of the fact that most anime have panty shots. Overall, almost everything is a reference in that show. It almost overwhelms me all these years later with all this new anime and all older anime that I started to watch. It's kind of crazy how many references there are. I feel really passionate about this anime. I really want everybody to watch it, even if it's not your taste. I think you should give it a shot. 6 episodes, very short amount of time in 6 episodes, except for the 6th episode itself I think is 40 minutes. Everything else is the average 23 minutes. I just think everybody should watch it. Maybe I'm getting repetitive, I don't know. I feel a lot of energy for this and I really want everybody to watch it. Also, look at this cat. He's so cute, but he's so fat. He has a lot going on in his life. And he's angry at me right now because I picked him up, but it's okay. Has nothing to do with FLCL. I brought up art and animation earlier, however I did fail to mention that the art and animation changes a lot. They go into manga form, they go into artistic form, they go into regular anime form, they go into mecha form, they go into South Park form. Again, everything's a reference, however, I like that we get to see all the characters in so many different ways. Plus, I love the psychotic appeal that Haruko seems to have when she gets batshit crazy. Plus, you get to see Haruko in a bunny outfit. What more do you want from an anime? It's perfect. Overall rating, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Maybe I'm over boasting it, but I really do think it is an exceptionally good anime for 6 episodes. I just do. Let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. Oh, also signing off as, what is my name? Ultimate Hipster Tiara. Thanks, Dio.
There are at least 2 things that I wanted to mention that I couldn't mention earlier because I'm on a time restraint, first of all, and second of all, I live with people, and it's hard to make videos when you live with people. 1, fantastic dub. Anybody who knows me knows I hate fucking dubbed anime. No offense, I get everybody watches what they watch, whatever, but I personally hate dubbed anime. FLCL was perfect. It followed it to a T. The voice acting was on point. Both dub and sub had the best voice actors. So, props to that. And then the second thing I wanted to mention was the ending. A lot of people consider it a troll ending. It kind of is in its own way. But to be honest, it's one of my favorite endings ever. I thought it was excellently done. It was really fucking good, actually. I love the ending to that. But I don't want to give it away. So, watch FLCL if you haven't.